Hello fellow academics and welcome back to Beeftoria. We're trying to figure out right now what the issue was with our water pipe, and the idea that I had was that the problem was in the impermeable floors. So we're testing this out right now by just trying to replace the back part here. Well, actually, we should be able to see that. So, close above contamination of 3%. So that is correct. And this one is, at the moment, just completely... Actually... No, let's leave it open. Water should be pushed out here. So water seems to be flowing this direction, but also on the outside and on the inside this direction. I don't quite... Oh, at the moment the top is open. Because, yeah, I went a bit too heavy-handed. And removed the blockers. So, oh, look at that. They have actually finished building the well, not staircase, the platforms, put them back in. So this is currently on auto, and they should be wrapping these up hopefully very soon. And once those two are in, we will be able to have another look at what that area looks like. If this was the issue with the impermeable floors, that they might not seal. I don't know why they wouldn't seal on the sides. Everything else is kind of, I guess, technically, the sluice could still be not closed off at the top. All right, so we're back in. Let's go back down. Oh, one up. Oh, look at that. It actually looks... No, it does not look like clean water. There we go. Now it's pushing it out this way. And it actually seems like it is ending up with clean water at the end. Let's... So it is currently pushing out the bad water. But this still looks contaminated. This already looks contaminated. So let me slow this down. So if this looks contaminated, but this looks clean, the issue happens around here. But I don't know why this would be an issue. Maybe that's a bug in the game. I mean, even if so, I think it does look like it's pumping out cleaner water at least. So if that would be an issue, then this should be an issue too, over here. So maybe what it needs... Well, look at that, it is actually very clean now. Alright, I guess we don't need you. And look at that, clean water is coming out. Now the next bad tide is about to hit. Though, which makes me think I don't want you actually to be built. What that means is we've lost a little bit of time to actually fill this up with water. And that means I probably need to open this up Let me for now fill it in like this. Yeah, I will need to open this up. Hurts a little bit, but at least, and I'm not entirely sure again why that was happening. But at least we know the water pipes kind of work, and we can now pump out regular water out of this. All right. It is filling up slowly, but just very, very slowly. However, that's kind of as good as it gets for now. So I think it is time for us to also plan the extension of this. So we'll do that right here. And the way we're placing this or planning this, I want to keep this open with a sluice. So just like that. And then we're gonna fill this up on the corner here. Oh, accidentally paused. The bad tide has hit, which means now I'm gonna close this up. That water does not look good. It's 13 days of bad tide. I think we'll manage to get through that with the amount of water that we have stored. But in the meantime, let me go ahead and place all of this in here. So we'll put in we do have a sluice here, which I guess means I don't really need to put another one there. So, but where we need a sluice over this way is at the end. Gonna set it same as this, 3%. Turn this off. And then we need, like usual, our double overhang in this direction. Another sluice in the back. Here we go. Nope. Here we go. Moving outward. Close below contamination of 5%. And then we'll just fill all of that up. I might not even risk that anymore. So let's just fill this up all the way. Put these on top. And then... oh, here we go. You can go on top here as well. Can place one here on top. Put in the platforms. Fill it up with levies, and so on and so on. You guys know the drill. All right. And then we're going to continue with our upward platforms. 2, 3. Gap of 2. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Single one on top. And we need to build this, which means this area right here will need a triple overhang in this direction, and this one needs a triple in this direction. All right, they can now wrap all of this up, and once this is built, we have 2 water sources that will immediately pump the water into fresh water into our area right here. Water still looks okay. Food looks more than okay. But we still need to figure out how to expand this. Oh, look at that. They actually finished all of this. 1 power wheel that's connected. 1,000 power. Which means you can be retired. You can be retired. Everyone can be retired. Awesome. Now. Oh, and since you both are retired, I'm actually gonna turn both of you on. Because then we end up with the same amount of workers. So, we do need to finish this side of things, as well as this one. They both need gears. And in addition, I will actually delete the platform here and pick up the planks. Once they've picked up those planks, I'm going to delete that double platform, and then we'll be able to put another power wheel in there. To left, all gone. Let's remove you. Highest priority as well. Upward shaft is in, awesome. And then regular power wheel. There we go, just on top here, as well as the connecting piece right there. However, I am gonna pause this so they can build it, and you guys can't reach that. Excellent. Actually, hold on. We have so many planks. Did you go? Double platform over here. Because in the long run, I think we want to have a walkway over this direction anyways. But each one of these is almost producing 1,000 beaver powers. Something like that. Whatever the unit is. Which definitely beneficial for us. Alright. More importantly though, we need to focus on our deep water pump, which is our large water pump. 400 science, we got that, but we do need the treated planks. And for that, we definitely just need some pines. So I'm gonna remove all of this. And I don't think we need berries in the long run. So you know what? I'm gonna add another level over this way. Turn you on the highest priority. Sooner or later, we do need to put some storage in for our grilled potatoes, but no particular rush right there. But it did remind me, we need to put down more potato plants. Oh, and you have nothing to do. Awesome, bye. You've chopped down everything down here. Let's put you back in up this way. And then you can just chop down the rest over here. All right. They've already finished all of this. So first we need a forester. And I'm going to place that forester right here. We're going to then extend a path along over this direction and build a staircase up this way. So we can also put another path up here and make sure we're demolishing all the berry bushes down this way. Why are we doing that? Well, first of all, we're building the forester. That forester will allow us to place pine trees all the way in this corner. We also will be able to unlock the tapper shack, which will be placed up here. Yep, 500 science, happy to do so. Did I high prioritize? I high prioritized these as well. Let's actually have a look since they're doing all of this already. Ah, I never high prioritized any of this. Now, the next bad tide will be over soon. So I do want them to actually just wrap this up. So we have 2 water sources in there, which will help us figure all of this out. Which will add more water to our current situation, which will definitely be helpful. All right, up to there, we're placing it all with oak trees. Let's actually go a little bit further. And then pine trees will come over in this corner right there. Now, I don't know if they can reach all the way in the back there. So let's go ahead. Now that I've high prioritized all of this, let's remove 1 level of priority. Yeah, at some point I'll learn, I hope. But I think it is coming along quite nicely. In the long run, we might want to swap out the moving the regular water over this direction into moving the bad water straight out of here. But we'll see how that goes. All right, where were we? right back here. No more water. Excellent. Now that makes, unfortunately, a ton of sense, which means we'll struggle a good amount with food. Ooh. I don't like that. No, I did mess that one up. Absolutely. Let's delete a couple of paths here. Fill you up with pines as well. And pines, here we go. Now 500 food. We do have 35 beavers. 6 days. Water is also, I think, slowly going down. Also not great. So let's make sure we actually have another water pump just in case. Talk about pressure. We also not only need to survive those 6 days, we also need to survive until the carrots have grown back. Which, not great. I do want to high prioritize this so we can make sure we're fine technically in terms of power. But once they've built this power wheel, we can just wrap this up and, again, as usual, set it and forget it. Biggest fan of that, because, yeah, I like to forget stuff. You know, once it's done, obviously. No. I need to refocus everything a little bit. Water pump first. You guys are still producing water at an okay rate, actually. I'm surprised. At the same time, yeah, you're not doing good enough. Actually, it's going back up, so not too bad. Apparently, we still have a few potatoes left. Not a ton. Good amount of carrots, though. So we might be okay in terms of food. The big point is we might. All right, water pump is in. Good. So now let's wrap this up because we need water. We need water fast. If we don't get water in here, we're honestly pretty screwed. Doesn't look too bad yet. Still like half a level-ish of water left, which will keep that strip going for a while. Our trees will die as well in like 10 days, 11 days. Might be able to fill that back up. Anyways, in the meantime, like I said, we want to wrap all of this part up. Just get it done, over with. Stressful. Hardest map, I swear. Maybe I just thought it's the hardest map, because in what other map would you ever build something like this? This is such a weird way of playing it. And you kind of need to be okay with half-contaminated water. So it's just very strange. The half-contaminated water, from what I understand, also affects how much hydration there actually will be. So actually, let me pause some inventors. We do have a good amount of science at the moment. Almost 2,000, so I'm going to pause all of them, which will give us 4 more builders. As I was saying, the contaminated water, I think, affects the hydration of the area around here. meaning if that was clean water, it might actually reach a little bit further. But, well, it is not. So, yeah, there's that. All right, water seems to have kind of stabilized at least. We're already almost done with this part. Awesome. And I think I want them... No, all of that is actually okay. Ah, come on. All the stuff is in there. Somebody just needs to hammer it into existence. Oh, now they're building this. Interesting. How many planks do we have? 48. So all of that should be done actually pretty quickly. We have all the material that we could possibly need. We also have a ton of gears, so let's pause the gear workshop. Did I ever set this? No, you're still set to berries. So let's set you actually to gears. Once you guys empty this one out, I think it'll be in a good situation. Oh, I guess I thought you guys would just hammer that into existence too. Alright, anyways. What are you guys building right now? Probably whatever is under there, which should be one of the sluices, I guess. Do want to make sure we always have at least the full contingency of beavers working as builders. Could get one hauler in. That could help. I guess we're also okay with that. Food is borderline. It's going down, but not as fast as I expected it to go. Regardless, as the regular... Oh, I actually need to raise this again. As the regular tide comes back, which will be very soon, we will still get some water from that first water source. But I still want to have the second water source in, as it will allow us to, again, get water in there faster. But even that first one should absolutely help our situation over here. I guess one of the reasons why this is going down so fast is because we have breeder water pumpers here. Come on, regular water. No water yet. Oh, that tide's coming out. That's fine. It will flush the system out. It's turning bluer. Come on, a little bit more. There we go. Beautiful blue water. I'll actually raise this again, because that's a much better indicator how the water is coming along. 1.5 is fine. Alright. So that's doing much, much better. They're still busy with all of this. Yeah, it's not a lot of water flow, as you can tell. So I don't think that will fill this up. So we need to make sure that once the next season gets announced, the next cycle, not season. We're playing this for too long. We make sure we open it up. Oh look, they've put the sluice in. Very nice, very nice. Ah, beautiful. Finally, some good water coming in. Even if it's not enough. Still. All right. So they're doing this, so nothing for me to do. Oh, look at that. They had enough time to hammer this into existence. Ah, come on. So freaking close. Actually put this on regular priority. Because again, like overall, it's 1,000 Power. Yeah, I need to open this. We need to get more volume in there. Even though I would prefer it to be regular water, we just need to raise the water level overall. All right, there we go. 2.6 days left. So quite a bit, which also makes me think once they're done with this, we immediately need to move on to the next one. Just to get this all set up. So, for the next one, we're building, I guess we could just build the path like that. This is already a sluice, so we don't really need to put another one in there. So all we need to do is kind of block this all off. Put another sluice in the front here, and we should keep an open path on one side at least, which I think would be this one. There we go. Put a sluice in, facing this way. Close above contamination, 0.3%. Close below contamination of 5%. Then put another levy on top. That actually won't work. That will be too close. With the sluices, you need to make sure that... Nope, that actually works. With the sluices, you need to make sure that you have one space at the... Actually, no, it will not work. I'll figure it out eventually. You need to make sure you have one space at the end, because you can't place anything on that space right behind them. So, yeah, always need to plan for that. And here we need that because we're heading over with a double overhang in this direction. And we do need to extend it in this direction as well. So let's go ahead and just cleanly seal it all up, so we don't need to worry about it anymore. All right, also gonna add these on the top. And then, was that correct? Yeah, place this one in this direction, yes. And then we're going for the single platforms again and just fill all of this up with a levy. All right, so this part is ready. How is this coming along? It is filling up nicely. 1.3 days left. Now you see it has already expanded back here, but not all the way. Makes me think you need to prioritize pines. I want to have the pines in there first. So because it's half contaminated water, the reach is not quite the same. So that is something that we definitely need to keep in mind. Which also means I am going to block this off now. I think we should be fine, even with just the rest of the regular water coming in. How's this actually looking? Almost done. Not in time, but, you know, close enough, I guess. So, we also need to move from here over in this direction. Nothing to do in range. Oh, you're already done. Awesome. Bye. Meaning we can also fill those two gaps up with potatoes. Oh, and this one too. So that gives us a good spot to be in food-wise. Now, carrots are still being replaced, but our potato supply kind of keeps us going. All right, they've also finished building all of this, which means this should have 2,500 power with 3 power wheels. Very happy with that. Pine trees are now being planted as well. So very soon this can be done. And then we're starting to produce pine resin, and then we can look into treated planks. Anyways, we've made it through. The drought started. Regular water supply subsided, but nothing to worry about. I'm gonna put this back up. Again, more of a visual measure for us to see if it works. Regardless, I'm gonna end the episode right now. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.